No, I think you've done we've done reasonably well. If you want to add something about India and Pakistan, despite the fact that the Bilawal Bhutto was there and not much was made of that visit by the Indians, because Pakistan presented an opportunity to India. When Bilawal Bhutto went there, this was an opportunity for them to uh, to encash in the sense of trying to engage with him and trying to engage with Pakistan through him and try to see how we can bring about peace in the region, even if they had a problem with whatever they call terror or the Mumbai attacks, and Pakistan similarly had a problem with Samjhota Express and the rest of the stuff. But I think India spectacularly failed, absolutely failed miserably at trying to act bigger per its size, per its girth that I have written about. And I'm a close watcher of the Indian progress as well as their strategies and tactics. And so therefore, this was a weak man's position. This wasn't a secure position by a nation that is meant to be more secure with the economic progress that it has seen, and as a nation that should have greater faith in its own promise and future. But it didn't seem so. It didn't seem so. They don't have the capacity. Pakistan, on the other hand, much emaciated, but much weaker economically. And we've been through some very bad times in the last 5, 6 years or so, or 10 years. Despite that, Pakistan has continued to be the frontline state against fighting terrorism and fighting terror, not only in series of operations, but have shown to the world how to overcome terrorism. I mean, when we can take that on in that sense, I think Indians should have much greater sense of security. In fact, we end up being the front line to the Indian interest as well, in terms of, otherwise if the terror was to seep through us towards India, the same terror can create havoc in India. But that's not the point. The point is there was an opportunity for us to be able to, and I think we need to repackage our relationship. You have Kashmir on one side, you have the LOC issues on the other side, of course related to Kashmir, and that can stay as it is till the time that we reach a point of confidence and security where we think that we can now sit together and see a more acceptable solution to all three sides, which should include the Kashmiris. Till then, we can keep the problem as it is. But at the same time, is there something more that we can do? Can we increase the travel? Can we let people visit each other, their families which are divided? Trade is one of those things. I mean, there are shortages across in India sometimes, and we end up supplying. Everything now goes to Dubai, and we're doing a $5 billion trade with India through Dubai unofficially. This perhaps could be reduced to less than $1 billion if we were to let it go directly, and just because the middlemen make a lot of money in there. So I think that those are the kind of things that we can do for each other and gradually develop that confidence to be able to do bigger things. And let SARC become a functional entity. Let South Asia become a stronger nation. We are the least connected part of the world today. We have the least connected trade. We have the least trade among each other. Just 2% of the total trade that is done by the SARC nations is done within SARC nations. So that's the travesty of how poorly we have perceived and conceived our. And what we need is statesmen. What we need is people who can rise above themselves, above their egos and above their perceptions, and be able to create a pathway forward for the people of South Asia. As I said, there is almost now, if you just look at Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, quarter of a world's population live here, and we are unable to give them a secure and fair future, which is absolutely a failure of the leadership in these countries, and more so, much more so in India than anywhere else.